British police have arrested the founder of the Wikileaks website, Julian Assange, and removed him from the Ecuadorian embassy in London. The Metropolitan Police say they were invited into the embassy after its government withdrew his asylum status. He's now thought to be en route to a central London police station. He's lived at the embassy since 2012. Well, with me now is our diplomatic correspondent, James Landale. James, welcome to you. You broke this news. What do we know?
Well, what we know is that this is the product of a long negotiation between the British government and the Ecuadorian authorities. They have, under the current political leadership in Ecuador, they have become increasingly frustrated by the situation, Mr Assange being kept in their embassy in London for so long. They've been looking for a way of resolving the situation. So what happened is that the Ecuadorians agreed that they felt that Mr Assange had breached his asylum conditions. There are lots. If you claim asylum, there are lots of rules what you can and cannot do. You cannot, for example, engage in political activity and things like that. So they formally withdrew his asylum. And then they invited the British police onto Ecuadorian soil, namely their embassy, which allowed the British police to arrest Mr Assange for breaching bail. This is officially known as failing to surrender to the court. This dates back to the original allegations when there were extradition hearings. The United States wanted Mr Assange extradited to the United States, where he could face questioning for the release of all that information through what we now call Wikileaks. Obviously, by going into entering the Ecuadorian embassy, he breached those bail conditions. So what's going to happen now is he's being taken to a central London police station, and the police say that he will be presented before Westminster Magistrates Court as soon as is possible.
Remind us of the background to this, because initially Julian Assange it was Sweden that wanted to question him on sexual assault allegations.
Yes, there was, as well as the Americans saying, look, we want to talk to Mr Assange about the WikiLeaks revelations, the Swedish authorities also wanted to talk to him about allegations that were sexual, about sexual offences that were allegedly made in Sweden. Now those charges have now lapsed. They have actually, but they can be restarted if the Swedish authorities wish to do that. But at the moment, they are not extant.
So what charges is he likely to face in a British court? Because we had a statement from the Home Secretary saying he's now in police custody and rightly facing justice in the UK.
Yes, those are for breaching bail conditions. So it's the charges that he'll face in the UK are for breaching bail.
His concern was that he did not want to be extradited to the United States, as you mentioned. Could that now happen?
It's possible. It depends entirely what the Americans say and do. It depends, first of all, what happens through the British judicial process, and then once that has happened, then the question remains, what action do the Americans want to take? Do they want to push ahead with extradition or not? So that's the first question we need to ask them.
And was there any response yet from Julian Assange's lawyers?
Not as yet.
OK, James, we'll let you go, but I know that you'll obviously be back with us as soon as there are more developments. Thank you.